Aisha Sarwari is a columnist and a women's rights advocate, and she joins us now live from Islamabad. Thank you for joining us on the program. I want you to elaborate a bit more on some of the issues girls and women face in the STEMs field and almost every other field, and why they have so many obstacles for them to reach leading positions.
I think the obstacles come from gender stereotypes. I think girls, particularly in patriarchal societies, are expected to not go into STEM fields. In fact, they are almost raised to breed. What I mean is they are looked at as vehicles for setting up a family. And outside of that, anything is considered to be a little extra. So finishing school, home economics, at best a doctor, that's where it sort of stops. And beyond that, women will be really pushing to get sort of that equality. We're talking about really sophisticated ideas when we talk about, oh, women's work is plagiarized or their research is not paid as much. I think for societies, perhaps Pakistan, South Asia generally, the idea really revolves around how much utility women can provide to the family unit, not the country, not research, not facts, not data. And I think that then becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. We see that limitation across all fields. So I feel like women in STEM are few and far between. Pakistan, for instance, has one of the lowest gender gaps when it comes to STEM because women are not there in a lot of other fields like parliament, yeah.
These limitations also lead to many young girls not having the courage to stand up for themselves in male-dominated environments, and confidence is key here. What advice would you give to young women who do aspire to be a scientist or an engineer or the innovator of new technology?
I would say go back to their roots, where whenever we look at history, whenever we look at our people, the people of South Asia, people who believe in education. Sir Syed Ahmed Khan, Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, like people from the era have always advocated for women's literacy, women's education, and women themselves. Fatma Jinnah, Benazir Bhutto, Malala, from if we're looking at it from the Gen Zs, there's so many women who've actually won accolades in science itself. So I would say go back to your roots, research who you are. Your own people will give you the right inspiration to tread forward and claim your own space in history. And STEM is where it all is in this day and age.
Right, and I have very little time left on this interview before I say goodbye to you, but what do you think is the solution to this major problem?
I think women need to be in fields of power. I think the problem is that women are not in fields of power, and power comes from politics. It comes from anywhere where the North Star is, and right now that's in data and technology.
All right, Aisha Sarwari, she's a women's rights advocate. Thank you so much for joining us here on the NewsHour. It was a pleasure speaking to you.